Hey everybody! Okay, so I wanted to do a little gait analysis here of French middle distance runner Alexis Miellet, who in my opinion has the most amazing gait I've ever seen. It's fantastic that we can get this this visual here with him with no shirt on, because we can really see what's going on as he's running. And I want to do a little comparison here with the Sling method exercises. One exercise that I did this week and I put out on the public Revolutionize Your Running page, which was the push press. So here we have Alexis Miellet, and I'm going to just kind of run through. You see right there, whoop, there we go, right there. You can see how he's laterally flexed to the left. So his torso is actually leaning over to the left. You can see his pec muscle on his left side. His left shoulder is down, his right shoulder is up. And his left leg is starting to come backwards to hit the ground on a backward traveling leg, which is exactly what I've been saying that we want to achieve in every step we take to be super efficient, economical and powerful. Now here you can see how he is laterally flexed to the left. His torso is traveling in a right or a clockwise direction in rotation, and then he hits the ground, springs off the ground into this massive hip extension, and then he's ready to come in for his right side landing. Now here we'll be able to see that right leg terminal extension, and then it starts to get pulled backwards before it hits the ground right there. Forefoot strike, and then the heel touches down, and he is now laterally flexed to the right, rotating his torso anti-clockwise to the left. And there you can see the short lever with the left knee. So remember what levers do, they give us either range of motion or ease of movement. So here we see why the knee bends, because it creates a short lever, which means that it's going to move quicker. Think of an ice skater when they're doing those on-the-spot circles. When they got their leg or their arms out, they go slower, but when they bring their arms and their legs in, they turn quicker. And that's exactly what we're getting here, because the swing leg has to travel so much further and so much faster. When we create a short lever by bending the knee, we can get it to move quicker for less energy, and we can create this whipping action. Okay, so take it back a little bit. So he's wound up here, his right side shoulder is down, his left side shoulder is up, and this is the image I'm going to show when I show you the Sling method exercise that relates to this. So right here, he's rotating to the left anti-clockwise, and then he's ready to bring that. See how the legs switch direction? So right here, as he starts to pull the right leg through, the left leg changes direction and starts to pull back. These are all opposite reciprocal movements. So now here you can see the left shoulder. See how down that left shoulder is and how up the right shoulder is. So that's creating that balance on the left leg. Remember, we have two legs and neither one of them are in the middle. We have to shift our torso. But look how steady the head is, how straight the head is. That's where we decouple the cervical spine from the thoracic spine, and we get that ability to move like that. Beautiful. Okay, so now this was me doing the standing push press exercise. Now remember when I said everything is in opposites. So if you look at my right leg there where the green arrow is, my right leg is back. I'm just about to toe off, if I were in my gait cycle, of course. My pelvis is rotating into my right leg. It's pushing my left leg forwards, my right leg backwards. My right leg is pushing down into the ground. My right shoulder with the handle, with the bands, is down. My torso is rotating anti-clockwise to the left. So I've got this opposite movement with the shoulders, the torso, the pelvis, the legs, the arms. Everything is opposing. My right shoulder's down, my left shoulder's up. My thoracic spine is rotating anti-clockwise. My lumbar spine and my pelvis are rotating clockwise. Okay, then go to the next one and I'll show the forces right here. So here's my right shoulder down. Remember I showed you in Alexis Miellet's gait cycle how his shoulders were displaced. So he's shifting his weight over to the standing leg. So in this case, with me doing this exercise, my right leg, the one with the red arrow, would be going backwards. My left leg, the one with the green arrow, would be going forwards. My right shoulder would be pushing down or pulling down towards my right leg to bring me over to my right leg. Remember I said we have two legs, neither one of them are in the middle. So I must shift my weight over to the leg which is on the ground. In this case would be my right leg, the one with the red arrow. And therefore my left shoulder must be up because that shoulder girdle is a seesaw action. So I have to elevate my left shoulder, the green arrow, and depress my right shoulder, the red arrow, to get my weight to my standing leg. We have two legs, neither one of them are in the middle. Okay? So, we'll go back to Alexis Miellet. And here it is. Left shoulder is down. Right there. Left shoulder is down, left leg is on the ground. Right shoulder is up, right leg is up. Okay? Left leg is down, left shoulder is down. Right leg is up, right shoulder is up. Okay? Right shoulder is down, right leg is down on the ground. Okay? You can see the link here. You can see how these exercises create the forces that we want. These forces, the rotational torques. Okay, you can absolutely see this. Okay? Remember, you can't get this when you are doing exercises like squats. You can't get this when you're doing exercises like planks. Now here, I'm rotating my torso, I'm rotating my pelvis, I'm rotating my legs, my hips. So I'm getting all of those forces. I'm creating all of those forces. Now these resistance bands, I've got about 120, 115, 120 pounds of resistance there. I'm working hard, you can see it on my face. Now all of that force ends up in the right leg because the thing that's stopping me going backwards, because remember if I push something forwards, every action has a reaction, so my reaction to the action is to go backwards. The thing that's stopping me from actually going backwards here is my right leg having to work so much harder to stop me from going backwards towards the anchor point in the wall where the bands are, or that grey door that you see in the image. Okay, so as I push 120 pounds of force with my right arm, obviously the left side of my body has to do some work as well because it's all lever actions. But the reaction is that my right leg has to work incredibly hard to stop me from going backwards. Okay, so let's bring it back to Alexis Miellet. And right here, his left leg is on the ground and he's pushing himself forwards. See how his left shoulder is going forwards and rotating round to the right. Alright, so he's driving through with his torso and then he's pushing off with his left leg. He's driving through with the torso. See how the foot doesn't move, right? It pronates, it dorsiflexes, and then it's ready to drive off the ground. Okay? Right where that green arrow is exactly what I was just showing. Okay? So you can see how these exercises fit in with the moments of the gait cycle. And that's why the Sling method is so effective.